In the last class of our lecture, we have seen that some basic properties of different morphological operations like convex hull, extracting some connected component like that. There are two more important features that are connected to morphological operations are the thinning, thickening, and the skeletonization. Now, whenever you are considering the morphological operation, keep in mind that dilation and erosion are the two basic steps of morphological operation. Considering dilation and erosion, all the other operations are happening. Now, whatever the topic I have told you under the morphological operation, these are not the all topic related to morphological steps. You can create your own step, you can create your own technique to so that that technique can be operated over the image. That technique will also be considered as a morphological operator. So basic of morphological operation are two, that are dilation and erosion. Okay, so the next point is thinning. From the name you can understand basically what is happening here. We are just shortening or thinning some basic structure over an image. And what is the importance of that? Suppose the importance of that is, suppose you have an image, suppose you have two images, that is your first image, that is your second image. Now if you see the visually, you will not be able to see that gap. If we consider a very large image, then if that image, that gap consists of a single pixel, it is not visually detectable. So if we see image 1 and 2, you can see that these two images are exactly same. Suppose the height, width, or both images are same, exactly same two images are there. One image has a single gap with a single pixel, another image don't have. So visually, whenever you will view that, you will not be able to see that gap. Now, thinning, T-H-I-N-N-I-N-G, thinning process. Simply, we are making the image thin. Okay. Now, whatever I have told you, if we visually verify two images, image 1 and 2, you can see that both images are same, because visually it is not possible to understand whether image 1 has a gap in between in the middle portion or not. It is not possible to understand. So whenever we will consider the region, that will be considered as a single region. As a function, it will be considered of two regions, but visually you will consider a single region. So whenever visually you are considering that as a single region, whenever visually you are considering the image 1 as a single region, there you are getting error, because it consists of two regions. So considering single region, you will do the operation. So obviously there error will come. So what you need to do, you need to do the thinning process, or you need to simply thin that portion so that the pixels are like that. So if you can represent that thinning by considering minimum number of pixels, then automatically you can detect where the gap is. Okay, so that is the importance of thinning. And if we do the thinning here, you will get a direct straight line of suppose 2 or 3 pixels. Okay, so if you do the thinning, you can easily understand that whether there is a connection or not. So that is the importance of thinning. And to do the thinning process, you have to maintain some step. The steps are: suppose A is your original image, that is your thinning. B is your structuring element, that is your thinning symbol. So A thinning B will give A minus A, that is your heat or mist transformation B, that is your heat or mist transformation B. So that will give you the thinning of image A considering that structuring element B, or that equation you can write as A minus simply the heat of mist transformation equation, that is A erosion B intersection A complement erosion B complement. So that will give you the thinning of A considering a structuring element B. Now there is an important part. The part is the structuring element. Till now, whatever the structuring element we have used, we have considered a single structuring element, or for heat or mist, if two structuring elements are provided, then we have considered as B1 and B2, and if one structuring element is provided, we have taken the complement of B1. So we have seen that in the heat of mist. But here the number of structuring element will be dependent on the size of structuring element. Keep in mind, the number of structuring element will be dependent on the size of structuring element. If we consider a structuring element of size 3 cos 3 and suppose that is your structuring element, the cross defines that position will not be considered. That positions will not be considered. If any positions come under that position, so simply we will not consider that positions. And these three positions defines the 0 and other 4 position defines the 1. If that is the structuring element you are representing, then depending on that, number of structuring element will be how many shift you can create over the structuring element. considering the clockwise direction. Means simply you will consider any position, suppose that position or that position, whatever position, and how many shift that may happen over the structuring element considering the clockwise direction. So that position may have here one shift, may have here one shift, may have here two shift, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 shift may have over that structuring element. So another 7 structuring element will be considered for that thinning process. Clear or not? Okay. Okay. Suppose chilo heater में से heat in heat of mixed transformation, if we consider to define structuring element, then equation will be A equation B intersection A complement equation another B. Okay, but if one structuring element was given, then for the first case you will consider the structuring element, for the second case you will consider the complement of the structuring element. Okay, now here what I have told you, suppose that is your B1, means the structuring element provided for the thinning operation. Now you have to check depending on that structuring element, if we move or if we shift the structuring element in a clockwise direction, considering that is center position, considering that position as the center position. So how many shift may happen here? First clockwise shift, so it will be like that. Obviously 7 shift will be there. After first shift, what will happen? That cross will come here. So 30 will come here. That cross will come here, 31 will come here, and that one will remain here. So after first shift, that you will get. So that will be your second structuring element. So that will be your second structuring element. In that way, B3, if we consider, B3 if we consider, so obviously that cross will come here, that cross will come here, 3 zeros after the cross, then second cross, then 3 ones, and the middle is 1. That will be third structuring element. In that way, how many structuring element you will get? How many structuring element you will get? Exactly, B1 is your first structuring element and there will be 7 shift, so another 7 structuring element you will get, so overall you will get 8 structuring element. Okay, so for thinning operation, if we consider a structuring element of 3 cos 3 size, then you have to consider 8 structuring element like that way. So obviously it is 5 cross 5. No, structuring element must be 3 cos 3, 5 cos 5, 7 cos 7 like that. Within that structuring element you can change your variables, means which position will be 0, which position will be 1, which position will be not used. That is completely on your choice, but structuring element will be always of structure like 3 cos 3, 5 cos 5, 7 cos 7, 1 cross 1, generally 1 cos 1 structuring element does not give any result. Okay. So obviously, if you consider the 5 cos 5 structuring element, you can see that the number of structuring element used in a thinning process will increase. Now, what you have to do first, you have to use the B1 A thinning B1. So if you do the A thinning B1, you will get a result. A thinning B1 over depending on that equation, that B will be B1, that B complement will be B1 complement. So you will get a result. That result will be your A1. The next step will be A1 thinning B2. Then you will get another result. Okay. In that way, you will get A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Finally, whatever the value, I think A7. The A7, whenever you will get the A7, that will be your thinned result. Okay. That will be your thinned result. Now, see, if we consider the anti-clockwise direction, that is considered as the anti-clockwise direction. Sorry, A1, A2 up to A7 we have calculated considering the clockwise direction. Okay. Now, if we consider the anti-clockwise direction, that A1 will be A heat or mist transform B7, clear or not? Yeah, A thinning B7, because in clockwise direction the B1 will be in anti-clockwise direction the B7. So first thinning is happening considering the structuring element B7. In that case, thinning is happening by the structuring element B1. So obviously the A1 that you will get is not same. So the total operation process will be different, or the total result step that you are getting will be different. Okay, but if we continue the process, finally the result that you will get the same result. Means finally the A7 that you are getting will be the same. The process will be from first to last, one case, for another case from last to first. But after all, the result A7 that you will get will be the same. Clear? So that is your thinning process. If we write the thinning equation exactly, the thinning equation you need to write like that, because you don't know how many structuring element is going to operate. So A thinning B, that will be A minus A heat or mist transform B, where write it down Bi. Okay, Bi, where Bi is a set of structuring element B1, B2, B3, like that up to Bn. If it is a 3 cos 3 structuring element, it will be up to B1 to B8. If it is 5 cos 5, that means I think 24 shift will be there, 23. So total 24 structuring element you will get. Okay, so that is the equation for thinning. Now, if we do the thickening, means after thinning, you are doing the thinning to check whether there is any dislocation or not, there is any more than one region or not, that is not visually possible to understand. You need to regenerate your original image. So there you need to consider the thickening process. The thickening gives you A, that is the symbol of thickening. B is your structuring element. A intersection A, thinning of B. Clear? Sorry, it's union. A union A thinning of B will give you the thickening result, where obviously B will also again be the number of structuring element depending on the size of structuring element. So A thickening, B considering a set, you can write as in that way. A thickening B1, thickening B2, thickening Bn. Now, I think we don't need to explain that because all the process here is happening, you already know. The thinning process you know, the A intersection with another image, that is also known to you. So that is the equation to calculate, to do the thickening over an image. Now you can do the thickening from thinning process also. You can do the thickening if you consider the thinning step, you can do the thickening. Now I am trying to calculate the thickening process considering the thinning process. The advantage of this process or advantage of using that is that you have to write some code to do the thinning, and if you have to write the code to do the thickening, that is two are different codes. But if we maintain the same technique to do the thinning and thickening, so in spite of writing to different code, in spite of thinking to separate or to define code differently, just you can write one code and you need to change the input of that code, so that one will give you the thinning operation and same thinning code will give you the thickening operation. So that is the advantage of using the thickening process considering the thinning technique, and that process can be happen like that. The first, the image A is given. What you are doing for thinning, simply you are thinning that image A with the structuring element. Now for thickening, what should you do? First take the complement of image A. Before any operation, first take the complement of image A. Then over that complement calculate the heat and mesh transform. Means over that A complement calculate the heat or mesh transform considering the structuring element. Considering the same structuring elements, calculate the heat and mass transfer. So as a result you will get image C. Take the complement of image C, you will get your thickening result. So what is happening? You have the thinning code where you are taking input A and you are doing the thinning operation, and finally the result you are getting the thinning result. To use the same code for thickening, another line just you have to add that A1 as the A complement. Okay, now that A1 over that A1, already you are doing the heat of mass transform code. So run that heat of mass transform code over that A1. So you will get C. That C, that C will give you the thickening process if you calculate from C to C complement. So using only two lines over the thinning equation, you are getting the thinning process as well as the thickening process. So keep in mind, you can write down two different code differently, or you can use one code instead of two different codes. And also if you do that, the process time will also reduce, because that code, if we use thinning and thickening code in the same code, it will run at a single time, and if we use two different code, these two code will run over two different time. So obviously that will take more time, so process time will also reduce. So that is thinning and thickening. Next is skeletonization. That is very important. That is somewhat like thinning, but it is not thinning. It is skeletonization. What is happening to a skeletonization? Suppose one leaf, all of you have seen the leaf. Suppose one leaf, you have. If we operate the skeletonization operation, the skeletonization will give you that result. And keep in mind that line that gives the skeletonization technique is consist of a single pixel, means one pixel, one pixel, one pixel, like that you are getting the skeletonized image, and each and every pixels are connected to each other. Okay, now what is the importance of that, and what is the difference of skeletonization from thinning, is that thinning is operating depending on structuring element, and it is not providing a single pixel line. It is not providing the single pixel line, but skeletonization is providing a single pixel line. An advantage of creating a single pixel line over a image is that, suppose you are trying to reconstruct or regenerate one image from a degraded image, and if we consider this one as the degraded image, as this portion is not here. Suppose this portion is not here, there is a gap. So what you need to do, you need to fill up that gap so that you can reconstruct the image. So what you will do, first you will operate the skeletonization process over that image. So you will get a result like that, one gap, you will get a result like that. Okay, now over that skeletonized image, you will run a code. That code will find out the neighborhood pixel. So try to understand it very clearly. These are all your neighborhood pixels. One pixel connection means obviously there is a connection, and if there is a connection means that a neighborhood, whatever the neighborhood condition, 8 neighborhood, 4 neighborhood or m neighborhood, there is a connection between each and every pixels. So continuously from a single or the first leftmost pixel, you will search the neighborhood pixels, and the search will continue until or unless you are not getting the neighborhood pixels. And keep in mind, whenever you are searching the neighborhood pixels for this pixel, suppose for these pixels your neighborhood pixel is this one. So after first search you are getting that pixels. Now for second search you will find the neighborhood pixels, that the first pixel will not be considered as it is already operated. So that first pixel will not consider, remaining other pixels will be considered as the neighborhood. So for the second search, for this second pixel, your neighborhood pixel will be this one. Okay, in that way the search will continue. So when you will come to that connected position, you will get two neighborhoods. দুটোকেই নেবে previous one, that the previous neighborhood pixel that is already used will be cancelled, will not be used, but all the neighborhood if you will get, that will be considered. So for this pixel you are getting two different neighborhoods, so both you need to consider. Two different neighborhood you are getting means you are having two different lines. As it is skeletonized image, so one neighborhood pixels means you are getting a single line. Whenever you are considering two different pixels, neighborhood pixels, you are getting two different lines. In the same way, three different pixels means three different lines, like that. So in that position you are getting two different pixels, means you are having two different lines. Okay, so you have to follow both the pixel. You have to follow both the pixel. In that way you have to run, in that way also you have to run. Now in that position you are getting two pixels. Here you are getting two pixels, so you are follow the two path. I have to clearly ছবিটা ড্র করে দেব, এটা ভালো বুঝতে সুবিধা হবে। Suppose that, and the green color pixels were empty, that 3 pixels are empty. Now simply whatever I told you, in that position you will get two neighborhood, this one and this one. So that two neighborhood will create two defined path. So for this pixel, again you will try to find out the neighborhood, and obviously this will be your neighborhood. For these pixels, that will be neighborhood. So that path will be continue, and in that way at a time you will get that pixel. One time will come when you will reach to that final pixel, you will reach to that final pixel, you will reach to that final pixel. After that you will not get any neighborhood over the 3 pixel. Then what will be the operation? You will consider the second neighborhood. That is your first neighborhood positions. That is your second neighborhood positions. So simply you will consider the second neighborhood. So these are your first neighborhood positions. With respect to that point will be matched here and it will search the neighborhood. So that is your first neighborhood position. So if you come to that 3 positions, you will not get any neighborhood in the first neighborhood position. So what you will do, you will search for the second neighborhood positions. We will search for that positions. Okay. Then also you cannot get any pixels. Then you will change it again. Means one by one you will increase it. Means simply whatever you are doing over that pixel, you are dilating. So what will happen after 3 neighborhood, you will get that pixel. But after 3 neighborhood, you will not get any pixels because there is no other pixels. So if you consider 3 neighborhoods or 4 number of neighborhoods or 5 number of whatever, you will not get any pixels over here or over here. But after a certain time, after that 3 neighborhood, you will get pixels at the 4 neighborhood position. Okay. So if it is happens between these 2 neighborhood, you will create a connecting point by connecting a straight line by number of pixels. So you will add up 3 pixels or you will fill up that 3 neighborhood positions in between these 2 pixels. Clear or not? No. That 3 search will process at a same time. বন্ধ হবে কি করে? দেখ, যখন তুই 3টে ফোন নম্বর নেইবারহুড সার্চ করছিস for this 3 image, for these 3 pixels, for each and every pixel at a same time 4 neighborhood will search. If any pixels found the neighborhood, other 2 will operate searching automatically. The searching will stop automatically for the other 2 pixels. Then you don't need to search now. Exactly. Exactly. Good question. If we stop searching here after 4 neighborhood. If you stop searching here, what will happen? এখানে stop, it will stop searching here, but it will continue. Okay, now after that all the neighborhood you will get, so you will get that structure. So overall you will getting that structure, but matter is that whatever the question you are asking, if there are pixels like that which have pixels after 4 neighborhood, so here after 3 neighborhood, at the 4 neighborhood positions getting the pixels, and here at the 4 neighborhood pixels you are getting no pixels, but at the 5 neighborhood you have a pixel. So what you will see, whenever you will run the skeletonization, you will see the structure of the skeleton. Okay, and after running that code you will get your output. By seeing the output, whether the output and input are looking exactly same or not, that will be your decision whether that process will continue or not. Means আমি আরো ক্লিয়ারলি বলছি, suppose that is your image. If you operate that process, that point will be linked and you will get your result. And if the leaves are like that, if the leaf is like that, means suppose from here also you have this structure. So if we create image A1 from that operation, you will get a structure like that. The black line structure, the structure should not be same as that. So what you have to do, the result will be compared to your image, and if you see that there is so many difference between these two images, that means that process does not complete. Then you have to change the iteration where the iteration was stopped. Means at the position 4 the iteration was stopped, so you have to change the iteration and you have to change the number of neighborhood. The considering number of neighborhood, you have to change it, you have to increase it. And if you see, after increasing 3 or 4 number of pixels, if you are not getting any pixels, then you will stop, and if you are getting the pixels, then again the process will continue, and finally you will get that result. Clear or not? না একবার বলবো। Obviously সেখান থেকে স্টার্ট হবে। Now matter is that আমি how many neighborhood I will consider. It does not mean that I am increasing the neighborhood range, I am increasing the neighborhood area, and I am considering and I am searching out the neighborhood pixels continuously for 3 number of pixels, 4 number of pixels, 5 number of pixels. It is not like that. You have to mention the how many neighborhood you are trying to search initially. You have to mention that. Suppose you are trying to search up to 7 number of neighborhood pixels. That you can decide, considering that you can decide by viewing the structure skeletonization result. If the skeletonization is result like that, if the skeletonization result is like that, by considering the visually, you can consider visually by seeing that skeletonization result, you can consider the neighborhood, suppose 6 or 7. Or if the gap is very much, then you should not consider the maximum number of neighborhood, because there is a tendency of creating the noise also. If we continuously keep on increasing the number of neighborhood to get the next pixel, then there is a tendency of getting error. Error in the sense of what? Whenever you are creating the skeleton, it does not mean always it will give you this structure. There may be a noise also. There may be you can get some noise also. Okay, that noise means these dots are white dot. So whenever you are searching by increasing the number of neighborhoods, at a certain time that white dot may come. For this case, this gap, for this case the gap and this gap, the noise gap is less, but the gap between original line is more. So whenever we will try to search the neighborhood between these two, it will search first that line, that point. So it will consider as the neighborhood pixels. That means that you are getting an error. That you have to keep in mind. So you have to do the skeletonization in such a way that error should not be there. That means you may have not get the original image exactly the same. In that case, it is not possible to retrieve the original image exactly as it is. That means some degraded image if you have, from that degraded image, if you want to create the original image, it does not mean that always you can create the original image from that degraded image. That depends on the how much degradation happens there. Clear? So keep in mind, you cannot take the area of neighborhood by your own choice. You have to keep in mind the noise. So that is your skeletonization, and the equation to calculate the skeletonization is sorry, skeletonization of A will be equal to union K equal to 0 to M Sk of A, where Sk defines A erosion Kb minus A erosion Kb opening B. So A erosion Kb, original image will be eroded by B considering the values of K. K will vary as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to M. And then again A erosion Kb, and that will be dilation with respect to the that will be opening with respect to B. So obviously question comes, what should be the range of M? Means how many value of K we should take. Already I have told you that you are doing the skeletonization, means you are getting a single pixel line. That means that result must give you a single pixel line. So obviously erosion is happening. So keep in mind, whenever you are getting a single pixel line, if we do the erosion over that single pixel line, what will happen? Just tell me, after getting a single pixel line, if we do the erosion over the single pixel line, what will happen? Obviously, that pixel will also be removed. So the image that we'll get is completely black, means a null vector. You will get a null vector, means you will get no values. That means M will be such that maximum of k, M will be the maximum value of k for which a erosion kb is not a null vector. This is null vector or null set, whatever. Means we'll consider the value of k up to the maximum range, at which range a erosion kb will not give the null vector. Suppose for k equal to 5, a erosion 5b is not null vector. For k equal to 6, you are getting the null vector. Means you are getting completely black. Completely black. So before that step, the operation will stop. Whenever you are getting the image completely black, before that step, the operation will stop. So M will consider the value of k before that step. Clear or not? So the process will continue like that. S is your structuring element, that will be equal to in union k0 to m sk of a, where sk is given as a erosion kb minus a erosion kb opening b. B is your structuring element. Okay, for k equal to 1, a erosion b, for k equal to 2, erosion b. K will continue up to m value. The value of m is such that the result sk does not provide a null vector. So in that way you will get s1, s2, s3. If m is equal to suppose 5, you will get s1, s2, s3, s4, s5. All the 5 set of image will be union. All the 5 set will be in the union operation, and after the union operation, whatever the result you are getting, that is your skeletonized result. That is your skeletonized result. স্ট্রাকচারিং সি স্ট্রাকচারিং এলিমেন্ট কি করছে, ইরোড করছে. সো সাপোজ I have a image like that. Completely white. Okay, now the structuring element given, suppose any structuring element, this one, So what will happen? First, consider k equal to 0. Okay, so 0 into that structuring element will be 0. All the zeros will be there. Depending on that means you will have the same result. Then k equal to 1 means now you are using that structuring element. K equal to 2, that structuring element will be multiplied by 2 means what? That 1 that you are considering will be eroded 2 times. That 1 will be eroded 2 times. If it is multiplied by 3, the 1 will be eroded 3 times. So what will happen? If over that image erosion happen 1 time, you will get that erosion happens 2 times. So what will happen? Over that range again the same process will happen. In that way 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, if we try to continue, at a certain time what will happen? It will be completely black. That image A will be completely black. So before that you have to stop. So that is the operation of K.